Alright, this is a tutorial on how to draw kind of like the way that I do. Obviously, it's part of it is also my style, but you know everyone has their own styles. So, but at least I'm just going to try to teach you how to draw more efficiently and quickly, I guess. So first thing I like to do is I got my brushes here. I usually start out with the pencil. I go with, kind of a thin style. So we just start out with a blank canvas here. We're going to change up the canvas size real quick. Something a little bit more bigger. And the first thing you want to do is, whatever I do, is I start out with a circle. I don't know what kind of character it is going to be yet. But let's try to go with like an action pose or something. We'll just go with a regular circle. I guess let's say like action. Maybe running. Let's go with running pose. And in order to figure out how to draw someone running efficiently, you need to actually look at reference. So you just kind of go through Google Images, try to see what, maybe what you're looking for. How about, I don't want running, how about a jumping pose? Let's see, this is probably what takes the longest, because you just kind of want to find what's right. I mean, that looks pretty good. But yeah, we can do something like that. So, first thing you want to do is you want to start out kind of like, you want to start with these two lines, and that's basically where the face is going to meet. So if I want to do something like what is in the picture, I want the head to be turning, the head is looking up this direction. So we can look at it like that. Get a little closer. Try to see how the body's actually moving. Now this is going to be our head layer, so we're going to name that. That's just for the head sketch. Now we're actually going to start our real sketch. So, I'll just do one of my characters, or maybe I can do like one of, let's see, no, yeah, I'll just do one of my characters or something. So, this is where my style kind of comes in, because I mean, you don't have to draw the eyes the way that I do. But this is basically me just getting the sketch out. I start with the eyes, and I do decently fast, because this is only the sketch phase, so it really doesn't matter a whole bunch. So I don't even know what character this actually is at the moment. But I'll just do this, and he's, maybe it could be Jack or something. Okay. And you kind of want to have the neck the same way. Just get it out there. Had his little thing here, his little zipper. You just kind of want to get this out. Doesn't have to look perfect immediately, because the best thing to do is just to get it started first. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not the best at doing tutorials, but just want to get the leg out. Again, it may not look correctly immediately, which is fine. This is a pretty dynamic pose I'm going with, actually. And for the hands, I just do simple blobs at the moment, because that's the easiest thing to do. And we need to look down and see what the feet look like. Now, one thing you're going to notice is that parts of the body may look too big, so if you want to shrink them down, you can. This is how you cheat, basically. You know, you just resize it, repurpose it for something maybe better. You know, maybe the arm is too long or the leg is too big, and it just doesn't suit you. But you can change it because you're on the computer, and that's honestly great. So we'll just do that. You know, erase some of the lines there. Give him his tail. Now, again, it doesn't need to be very detailed. Just get it out of the way. And then you want to work on his head. I give him little bumps here, so it adds like a bit of fur to it, I guess. Give him his eyebrows. And if you don't see something you like, you just Control-Z it. You know, if it's way too off. So you just do that. Okay. I'll fix this again. Okay, so that looks about good. And then the hand on the top. Okay. Alright, cool. So now we don't need the head layer anymore. That can go away. We don't need it. So next thing you want to do is we start on the, what is it? The line layer. So the line. And you want to turn down the opacity on the sketch because you want to make sure you know the difference between your sketch and your line. So then what you want to do is we can take the same align tool here that we just the same pencil tool that we just used. We also want to change the color instead of full on black. We want to change like the main base color to like what the character is. So he mostly has a blue shirt, so we're gonna go like with a dark purplish kind of thing here, and then we start aligning like this. Okay, so you just line like that. And then you line the eyes. it doesn't have to be done in one full stroke. You can do a couple of miniature strokes, but you need to be like neat with it, because when you do the paint bucket tool, you don't want any, like, if you do like this, see there's a little white in this line here, and it wouldn't get inside of it, and it's important that we do get inside of that. Okay. So we're not gonna color the full body because that's gonna take too much time. So we'll just do the head, okay? So just line it real fast. And what do you want to do with little edges? You want to, if you have opacity, if you have like pen strength, you can start out small like that. See? So for like the start of the edge here, I would start out light, and then you can get harder. And that's line weight, and that's very important. That'll make your character look a little bit more refined. Same with the mouth here. You want to like edge it out. And then we just keep lining. Okay. Now you may notice that I haven't done any of the insight lines here. See, that was way off. Don't want to do that, so I redid it. We'll get the neck too, because there's something I want to show with that. Okay, we're just gonna end it actually right here. We'll just do that. Okay, so now that you've done that, you're gonna add another layer here called the detailed line. This is important. The detailed line is basically going more in depth with your character's lines, like the eyebrows, for example. And you could be messier with these lines because they're not going to be affected by the paint bucket. The inside of the ear here. I'm going to add a little bit of depth to the nose. And some extra stuff under the eyes. And then like necklines. Those are important. Because you can see there's kind of stuff on the girl's neck as well. You can see where the lines are. Add a bit of fluff. Usually you want to add like a little line in between these triangles. And then add a little bit of line in there. Maybe some here. Up here, here. Add a little bit of fur. And yeah, so now that we've done both of those things, we no longer need the sketch. Again, we're not doing the full body right now, we're just only doing the head. So let's get a picture of Jack out. Okay, that's fine. So let's copy him over. We're gonna make a new line, a new layer. We're just gonna call this the ref for the reference, because we don't want that interacting with the rest. Now this is very important. You want to take the line layer and duplicate it. So you have line 1 and line 2. So now we're gonna rename this to line color. And now what we're going to do is we're going to use the eyedropper tool to get the color and then put it in. And then we want to do the same for the neck. And then for like specific parts where two different colors meet without a line inside, you just take the color and you just kind of push it around the eyes like this. You just kind of do it manually. And then once you're done with that, then you can do a paint bucket tool. And then same thing for the bottom half of the face. Color of the eyes. And then you can paint bucket it. And then with the nose, even though it's black, I don't want it full on black. So we're gonna go with a little bit lighter because that looks a lot worse because then it blends in with the line where that looks more better than that. See, get the eye colors in here. Okay, and now you have a picture of the head. Now we don't need the ref anymore because we have all the colors we need. Now we're going to duplicate the line layer again. And this time, this is going to be, we're going to rename this to the shading layer. So what you want to do here is we want to get a dark color, preferably the same kind of dark color that we used for the line. And we want to turn down the opacity to about like 30, somewhere between 30 to 40%, I'd say, depending on, I guess, the lighting of the mood. And you want to draw a line that goes like this, under where there would be a shadow. It's hard to explain where exactly the shadows would go, but you would do it that way. Shadow would go here, under here, and you start at the edges so that when you use the paint bucket tool, it fills in. If you did this on a different layer, you could not do this. So that's why you need to duplicate the line layer a second time. And it makes life a lot simpler. Okay. So then this would be usually stuff like this would be good. Maybe add a little. We could go back to the detailed line and add a little bit more detail in the teeth. Okay, there we go. Now I'll go back to the shading, get our color back. Now eyes can be a little bit under with shadow to make it look like they stand out more. And then under the ear, that. And then you want to use these little fur popping out as your indicator as to where the shadow would start. Actually, I think the whole thing would be covered probably. Yeah, like that. And say you don't want the whole, say you want a little bit of light, what you're going to do is you're going to get the soft eraser tool out, and we're going to fix this to go to a small, like 11 size. And now we can get a bit of the light back here. Okay. So these shade, the shaded stuff looks nice, but we can make it a little bit better. So we're gonna go to the blur tool and just blur these up a little bit further, so it doesn't look so fake, I guess. I mean, you can add like what looks better, like that or that, you know. And you don't want to do it with all of the lines, but like these ones in here, you don't really have to do them with, because it looks, some places look uglier than others, and you'll kind of understand. So then we want to do another shaded layer. This one doesn't need to be duplicated, because what we're gonna do this the crosshatch layer, and the crosshatch we also want to put it like 40%. we want to go into places where it'd be even darker and just kind of squiggle back and forth like this. And as you get further out, you want to get lighter and lighter so it kind of fades. Okay. Now this one doesn't have to do a whole lot. You could do it a little bit in the middle of the snout because it goes back in. There's a bit of an indent there. And do it the other side. Okay. Down here. Maybe over here. Maybe under here. Maybe under here. Okay. Under here. Under the eyebrows a little bit. Okay. And now what we're going to go to is we're going to go to another new layer. And this one's going to be the lighting layer. We're going to add a bit of a shine to the character. This can be higher up, like 87% or something. And what I like to do is I like to get this pencil here, which has more of a, I don't, we'll see. It has a bit of a different effect, and usually you want to pick like spots up on the top here. We're going to add a little bit of a shine like that. A shine on the nose. And notice how, again, it doesn't go over the black line because I have my line layer up here. If it wasn't here, if this wasn't here, it'd look like this. That's what it's for. So we're gonna add some more lighting, like there, maybe here, maybe a little bit here, that. But there is one thing that you want to do if to make the eyes shine a little bit more. You want to go above the line layer, and now we can do this where it's like a bit of a shine on the eyes. Maybe add a little bit of darkness on the bottom of the eyelids here. Okay. So we have our head. Let's crop it. Okay. And now we want to make this transparent, so I go to Preferences, Transparent Background. Now you'll notice that the eyes are not transparent, and the mouth isn't transparent because I actually haven't colored them white. So you just go back to the line color, and you fill those out, and then it should be done. So again, with the detailed line, you can see the difference between what it looks like with and without the detailed lines. Okay. And there's the shaded layer and the crosshatch layer, the lighting layer. Yeah. And there's our sketch originally, which we don't need because it adds unnecessary lines like that and that up there. So yeah, that's basically it. I'm gonna save this image. Well, I'll do that later. Anyways, that's it. If you have any other questions, just let me know. And that's basically how my art process is.